Greetings to all. We're back with another lesson from the Center for Ascension from Tia on astral projection. As usual, I am Russ Hatfield, bringing you this along with my twin soul Kara, who is a higher dimensional member of Ashtar Command on Hades base. This is a very long and detailed dissertation from Tia on the various levels of astral travel, and in particular, D-jumping, which is the teleporting of the body to another place entirely. Tia goes from the beginner stage all the way up to the paramount grand masters of astral travel and everything in between. This is the lesson that Tia really expands on her favorite topic. Please subscribe if you want. At the end of this video, be alerted to future channeling sessions, editorials from Kara and myself, and lessons from the Center for Ascension. And now, D-jumps and the levels of astral travel.
Okay, astral travel. Okay, let us look closely at the various types of astral travel. There is dream travel, which is the most common of all types of astral travel. Most people at some time in their life experience astral travel in the dream form. There is the second type, involuntary astral travel. This occurs when somebody is not feeling at their peak and they wish to escape whatever ailment that they have. And sometimes whilst lying in certain environments, for example, a warm, sunny area that is comfortable, they will feel their body floating up above their physical body. And this is the second type of astral travel, as I said, involuntary astral travel. Okay, the third type of astral travel is, would be better to call it more along the lines of remote viewing. This is where you almost leave your body, and yet you're still connected, and you stretch out over a long distance, or a short distance even. And you are able to view what you're looking at, but yet also hear the noises from the surrounding area of your physical body. You can also answer questions in this state. This state is quite easy because all you do is achieve a meditational state where you are still conscious, but yet you are also disconnected from your physical body. Okay, the fourth type of astral travel is where you actually physically leave your body. You are aware of your body, you are aware of noises, but they are more remote and distant, like a noise coming from a great distance. This is one of the more harder types of astral travel to do because it involves consciously programming your destination on where you wish to go, whilst still leaving your body and being aware of your body. This is the type of astral travel that novices use. As I said, it is one of the more difficult types, but it is quite easy to do because it is a programmed thought process that you go through whilst meditating. Okay, the next type of astral travel, or astral travel type 5, is where you physically leave your body in the astral form. You are no longer conscious of your body. It no longer matters. This normally comes after a lot of practice and experience as an astral traveler. I myself use this method. This method involves shutting down all unnecessary functions of the body, which also includes hearing, taste, smell, and touch. You are no longer aware of your surroundings. You are free to astral travel to wherever you wish, as far as your stamina will take you. Finally, type 6 astral travel. This is where you travel, as I described in type 5, but you also manipulate not only the third dimension so you can travel, but the fourth dimension and other dimensions. This is one of the most hardest types of astral travel to do. Now, of these various categories, there are subtypes. Involuntary dream travel. That is also very common. Voluntary astral travel, involuntary status. What I mean by that is astral traveling and desiring to do so, but achieving it without desire. There are also other numerous subtypes of astral travel, as I have mentioned. These are just a few of the types of astral travel, as opposed to the subtypes of astral travel. Now, there is another subtype of astral travel, which is where you are no longer conscious of your body. Your body has been, as you might say, parked into a level of awareness where it is not aware of its physical surroundings. This, again, is a very hard type of astral travel that I'm about to describe. And this is where you leave your body, but you assume a physical form in the physical world, but in the astral form. Sometimes you are actually visible to other people, but more frequently you are not. Individuals that are trained astral travelers in this can also detect other astral travelers that are in this status. For example, the Dalai Lama, he can see those people that are astral traveling in that form, or most forms come to that. There is another Lama high up in the Himalayas that frequently has visitors from all over the world. Okay, now do you have questions, Russell?
Yeah. We'll go from the last part forward. And that is, first off, how do you train yourself to see other people astral projecting like the Dalai Lama and the other Lama?
That comes from actually achieving their level of awareness, that they are master astral travelers themselves, and therefore they know what to look for. They know the feeling of somebody.
Well, for example, what about Mark? Would he be able to do the same thing?
I think if he thought about it and practiced, I mean, he can sense me when I'm around.
But he can't see you or hear you.
I don't think he desires to. It's just the fact that I'm bouncing around. And 9 times out of 10, I want to see what he's doing. For example, he could be washing the dishes.
Okay, well, what I'm thinking is that this is a very useful skill that would come in handy in emergencies or something else. And would it be wise to, pursue this at all?
For what purpose?
Well, for example, if you needed to warn somebody about something, I mean, you and Mark wouldn't matter because you just talked to him. But like another astral traveler, the person would have to be as good as Mark, right?
Yes.
We'll find that. Okay. The next question I've got is what about the kind of astral travel, which I believe goes into category 5, in which somebody is in an accident and they leave their body and have no sense of it?
That comes under involuntary astral travel. This is one of the subtypes.
But they wish to be gone from their body.
Yes, it is a trauma-induced astral travel.
Okay, and then what about when somebody's working with fasting or something?
Again, that is a trauma-induced astral travel because your body no longer has the necessary sugar levels or iron levels or any of the particular levels that it is used to. It is induced into an astral travel state.
Okay, so I see where that would be more harmful then.
That's correct. It is a trauma-induced astral travel.
Right.
Trauma to me is a big, wide field. I bite Mark's finger. Guess what I've just done?
What?
I've induced trauma to it.
Oh, I see.
I stand up. I throw Mark's body down on the ground. I break a leg, I've induced trauma. Or I accidentally step on a piece of metal and it penetrates the skin and there's a little pinprick of blood that comes out. I've induced trauma. It's a big, wide area for me. I know trauma is most frequently associated with some kind of massive accident.
Right. Okay. When a person wishes to appear somewhere else
Mm-hmm.
in the physical form, this is known as de-jumping, correct?
Kind of. De-jumping is where you actually strip down your whole entire physical, third-dimensional being, bones, blood, all the way down to the molecular level, and then you translate it to somewhere else.
Okay.
You translate it and rotate it to a different point of origin or goal.
I see.
Like a teleport. You're going to put down when I talk about trauma the fact that I actually bite Mark's finger and pull off a piece of skin?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll put it in parentheses.
Yeah. But getting back to de-jumping. De-jumping, as I said, is like teleporting. That you take down your physical form, break it down to a molecular level, and then relocate it elsewhere.
Now, a lot of people find that, there's something inherently scary about astral travel in the fact that you have the possibility of, leaving your body behind. I've heard this before, where they're worried they might not be able to come back, or they can get sick from it, or they could be possessed. How do you answer these questions?
I answer them by saying they are all possible. However, the chances of your body being possessed depends on where and how far advanced you are in astral travel. Most possessions occur with a experienced astral traveler, but yet has become lax, has got himself involved or herself involved in things that are best not to be involved in. Therefore, their body becomes a gateway. Getting lost from one's body, yes, that can happen. And that normally happens to novice astral travelers, but it is not a permanent condition. They may lose their body and can't figure out how to get back. And by wandering around, they will find their body. Or they will find somebody that guides them back. As somebody that may possess, there are also people that protect and will guide astral forms back to their point of origin. What was the last question?
Sicken and die.
Sicken and die. Again, it is possible to pick up sicknesses, but this is because the astral traveler does not take care of their body in advance. And this is easily remedied by getting enough sleep, eating the correct diets, and taking precautions before and after. Some of the precautions that are useful to take before for a novice astral traveler is maybe a shower, a warm shower so that your body is perfectly clean. And again, when you return, you would wash your body to wash all the negative energy that you might have picked up away. Also, being totally relaxed and totally energized. If you have a low level of energy, you're certainly going to lower your immune levels. And astral traveling does drain the physical body as well as the astral body of energy. If you reach a point where you are very low on energy and you're astral traveling, it lowers your immune system in your physical body. And again, you can pick up ailments. But this can be cured, as I said, quite easily by getting the correct amount of sleep, showering, eating correctly, and behaving in a way that induces a relaxed status and yet helps to energize the body.
Okay. Now, is there anything that you should do concerning the use of shields? in your practice of astral travel?
Not really to start off with. Once you get into the higher levels of astral travel, then shielding does play a part in your your astral form. Let me explain the levels of astral travel. There is, obviously, novice, very little experience on astral travel. Adept, which has some experience and tends to astral travel in the localized area of up to about 300 miles. Adept, somebody that is quite experienced in astral travel and can travel maybe 1,000, 2,000 mile radius in astral travel. Master, this is somebody that can astral travel and go explanatory, but not very far, maybe as far as your moon. Also, they have lots of stamina and are quite experienced at astral traveling. Normally, this comes after about 5 years. Grandmaster. These are the badasses of the astral travel world, and I mean that in a positive way. They are like, how would you describe it? They're good. They can go explanatory. Distance to them starts to become irrelevant. 2, 3 light years, that's like getting up and walking across a room for them. 10, 20 light years, that's like walking down to the end of the street. 50, 100 light years, now we're getting into the serious range of them. They do that on a regular basis, or can do it on a regular basis. They can also, some of them who are border point to the next level, actually transpose to different dimensions. Okay, the last level. Paramount Grand Masters. These are the elite, the best. And I estimate there's probably no more than maybe 50 on your whole entire planet, if that many. And I've just been corrected. It is more like a dozen on your planet. And these are the real heavy dudes. Very serious. Distance, totally irrelevant. Walk across a galaxy, no problem. Walk to the next galaxy, no problem. To the next galaxy. Now you're starting to stretch it a little bit, but they can do it. They can dimension jump to different dimensions. 4th, 5th, 6th dimension is a bit of workout for them, but it doesn't present too much of a problem. These are the individuals that have a 50 to 60% chance of ascending to the next level in evolution. These are the individuals that can be a little bit on the strange side. They can be very cranky, they can be very arrogant, they can be very nice, very mellow, very relaxed, very helpful, very protective. All at the same time almost. And this is because they are developing to a higher level. She wants to know where her cubs are. These Paramount Grand Masters are the individuals that, as I said, can be very protective, not only of themselves, but of their knowledge and the people around them. They are capable of all levels of astral travel, from remote viewing to dimension jumping to traveling great distances. They also have a lot of curiosity.
Are there any that we would know from public life? Like, for example, Dalai Lama?
Yes.
He would be one.
He is a border point Paramount Grand Master, or he could be a Grand Master.
Okay, but we don't know any Paramount Grand Masters in the public life.
No.
And they stay to themselves. How would you, what kind of life would they be living? Austere and away from everybody?
Eccentric.
Oh, eccentric.
Mm-hmm. You see, Mark is almost a Paramount Grand Master. Almost.
Yeah, his distance still needs some work.
Mm-hmm. But also the other part of a Paramount Grand Master is the speed of thought. They can travel to anywhere, anytime, any place, just by thinking about it. Closing their eyes, sit down, relax, think of where they want to go. Bang! They're there.
And what about their body here?
Their body here works fine on its own.
Okay. Now another question I have is, for a grandmaster, or paramount grandmaster, or even a master, what about when they're doing long distance trips or any trip of any duration whatsoever? Does their body is it able to rejuvenate while they are out of it?
No.
So they live a shorter lifetime then?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Some of them inherently have a long life expectancy.
Yes, but if their body's not rejuvenating itself, and let's say they're not taking really good care of it.
Normally, if they're not taking real good care of themselves, they do burn incredibly bright.
Okay. So just for a warning for people to keep their health a priority.
Yeah. Or at least to keep active enough to keep their body ticking along nicely.
Okay, well that should do it for now then.
Okay. Right.
Bye.